What's up, my key staff members? I feel like it's been so long. Like, did we do key staff last week? I don't even remember.
Yeah, but it was
I
just
watched the
like
video.
Jed was online.
Yes,
I was
that was when I
here.
was online.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. That's crazy. I feel like it's been so long. Well, everybody, welcome to our key staff meeting. Welcome our newest member, Mr. Sergio, to key staff. A little round of applause there, man. I'm really excited for that. I was not even looking like to add anybody last week, and I was like, wait, this kid just popped off. Yeah, no, let's do it. And he just so happened to come matching today with Zach. So it kind of makes it work out. That said, maybe one day you'll get close enough to Audrey in the gang that you might.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
no longer- yeah.
So everybody,
You know, not free actually.
not free. Yeah, you got to pay your part, but
More people, the cheaper. It's like $200 a person.
it's hilarious. So kicking off key staff today. Say it every week, right? This is the next level to development. This is how we get good at the job. The topics that I talk about here are designed to give y'all more of a taste of what I'm going to talk about in the team meeting, but actually give you the time to ask questions, feedback, practice it. And because we have an hour, it gives me more time to actually dive into the details of it. So updates on our key staff members. We got Miss Maddie Crowley, $6,600 even. That's crazy. We got to get you over that,
I
huh?
just made a sale last night. So
Let's
hopefully,
go. Yes, no, there's no hopefully. It will go
Yeah.
up. Yes. All right. We got Mr. Ben Lorton on his way from his job. What is that? 30 or is that 5? Yeah, 5,005. Molly Brinkman, 2447. Sergio, newest to our key staff, 2,051. Keep building, keep growing. We got Mr. Bull, 13. Is that 3 or 13.9? 13,309. And then we got Mr. Zach Wallace trying to sneeze his way to 10K, 7282. That said, I got about, 6 more slots in key staff. I want to keep this group like 12 is the max, right? Which means as we go into summertime and we have a lot of people crushing, your spot might be up for grabs, right? What are the requirements to stay on key staff?
so
Keep it as simple, right? Positive attitude, got to be a positive influence in the office. And yes, you have to sell. The average goal that we're shooting for is
okay, okay.
1K a week, right? So if you miss $1,000, but you did 8 appointments, like we're still gonna be cool. Okay. If you did 1 appointment, you sold $900, we're gonna have a problem because this is a work ethic issue. We need to work to be on key staff. All right. Everybody said bye, Audrey.
Oh, that was sad. Bye guys. Bye.
See ya. Good work today, getting 9. That's awesome.
Oh.
Box is the gray one in here. It's on the back black table. Okay. So for today's quote, go ahead and get your notes. I actually got this one from Mr. Knuckles himself this morning. Raymond sent me this quote and I had no idea why, but I was excited for it. So the fears we don't face become our limits by Mr. Robin Sharma. All right. Application. What are some applications for your life for this quote? Let's go around. Mr. Bull.
Come back to me. I need a pen.
He said, I got you, bro. I got one right here.
That name's crazy because I know a kid named Rohan Sharma, not Robin. One letter off.
That's cool. What is the application for your life?
I just say it. Like we grow by facing things that we don't like. So if you don't ever try to face it, then how do you expect to grow?
Love that, right? You gotta face things we don't like. Mr. Wallace.
Stay mediocre and don't push yourself to new things. Well, if you don't push yourself to new things, you're gonna stay mediocre. The only way to become better is to try things you haven't done before.
Amen.
Which
Right.
those things are typically gonna be fierce.
Most things are typically gonna be fierce,
Yeah.
right? I think back to a quote we did 2 weeks ago where you have the fear of, or you have the regret, or you have, it's the pain. You have the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces, whereas regret weighs tons, right? Anything you'd like to add, Ms. Crowley?
I mean, I guess just piggybacking off what everybody else said. I feel like every time I'm like scared of something and like I want to do it and then I don't do it, it pisses me off that I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I should have just done my own baby. So yeah, just
Start-
do it.
Start beating yourself up a little bit.
Yeah.
I love that, right? When I thought about this quote today, I was like, what am I afraid of? I guess my fear would be, what if this team was so big I couldn't manage it? One of my fears, what if this team, I actually couldn't bond with every person on it? What if I couldn't actually know everybody's name on my team, right?
You got me.
And I got the Super Bowl. That's exactly right. Okay. So I love this quote. It sat with me all day. It's helped me get through the day too. One of my fears also is what if like nobody shows up to training? Well, I had one person that actually confirmed for training and he'd be driving from Greenville High School. And I was like, man, do I run training for this one person? He's sharp, right? But do I run it for one? Or do I make sure that everything's set up for this next week and that we hit recruiting today the right way so that we can have a training class we want next week? What do you think I chose? Right? We moved training, right? So we've also made changes in the schedule, which we'll talk about as we go through today. But again, like the fear is going to be there. Will Smith has a quote that he talks about going skydiving with his friends. And he says, the only moment that you should actually face fear is in the moment itself. Up until then, the anxiety doesn't actually matter because it's not the present moment. He's like, and what happens is you jump out of the plane and you realize that bliss is on the other side of fear, right? So here's our agenda for the day. First off, we're going to start out with our mission. Love the mission. Love what we're headed to. We're doing good. All right. That said, our staff opportunities. We already covered the key staff, but we have some opportunities to talk about. CPR check. Today we're going to do closing. Let's see who's got it down. All right. And then how to push as we're going into push season. I want to be able to lay this out for y'all, really give y'all a time to plan for the push upcoming. How to have a higher average order. Who's like, dang, I've been selling, but like, I wish it was bigger.
Always wish it would be bigger.
Right. So we're going to talk about that. And then demo theatrics. I was actually going to have Molly give a talk on this. We'll see if she gets here in time to do it. But I know some demo theatrics as well. So our mission here in the 865 Knife Knox this year, we want to do $1 million in sales.
One.
We are.
Wow.
I know. Jed was already off mission because he's like, well, what do you mean we want?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Our goal ain't gonna happen from dreaming, or as Jed said, from wanting. Or it sounds nice. So I'm glad you called me out on it. It's going to come through consistent hard work. It's going to come through discipline. It's going to come from actually taking this vehicle and making the most out of it that you can to lead others to be the best they can. This year, our office is going to do $1 million in sales.
Damn.
There we go. And so when it comes down to the opportunities we have, we talk about it every week, but very few people actually come up and say, hey, that could be me. Like, what do I need to do? Right. And that's why I keep talking about it. I have some assistant manager spots open that I'm wanting to fill. Right. If that's something that you'd want to go after and learn how to run an office, but like not have any of the pressure of the bills or the results be on you, that's what assistant manager is for. Right. It's your chance to learn how to manage yourself better, manage other people, and really be able to grow in the recruiting function side of things as well. Bye, Audrey. Bye, Kira. Now, for branch management, this is where I want to have a good 3 to 6 branch managers go out next year. Moving to a territory for the summertime, getting to run your own business. There's a branch manager this week, Aiden Chardonnat. He did $14,000 this last week in new business. The sales report this week, when we cover it tomorrow, that I'm honestly glad that Jed covers that part now, because like I looked at it and I just, you know, the Japanese like sacred, like just take yourself out because you're disgraced.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Right. I was just like, nope, where's the sword? Just we're done. Right. I don't like losing. I don't like being on the second page of the sales report as an office. So we got to make sure we get that up. I bring all that up to say, though, that this dude just finished his classes and his finals to move to his territory. And the second week of running his office had 9 people launch from training that sold 14 grand. As a branch manager, he made 3 to 4 grand last week. Sam. Right? Like, that is insane of an opportunity that we give $8,500 for somebody to run their own business for the summertime. And they have the chance in their first, second week to really prep it the right way to make 4 grand. It's a pretty cool opportunity. I love my branch the second time. First time, it was a good learning lesson. Okay. But that said, whether you do great, whether you do bad, it's about who you become in the process. And I can say the first branch, even though I didn't have the best experience, it made me adult 2.0 because I learned how to run a business. Right. From there, we have district manager. As y'all know, Jacob, salute to him. He's out there running his own office, running his own business. And I'm really excited to see what he does. right?
You didn't do good this week.
Yeah, you didn't run training either though.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's expected, right? You have your people that stay consistent from training, you have your fall off, but you always have that new breath of fresh air in a training class to be able to launch you off to the next level. And then we have the Cutco sales professional role for those that, hey, I don't want to depend on anybody but me. I'm down to like coach and give tips, but like I don't want to run a business. Cool. Being a Cutco sales professional is a business for yourself. You get to work events, you get to sell business gifts. It's the next level sales opportunity, earning 50% commission. Like I love selling at 50%. And by the way, little side note, branch managers for the month of July or June, July, August, September, they get to sell at flat 50. No matter what their commission level. If they're at 30% commission, they don't have to wait till they're at 50% to start taking advantage of it. As soon as July 1st hits, they get to start selling at flat 50. Imagine you sold $1,000 and $500 that week was in your bank account. You sell $5,000, $2,500 hits your bank account. Legally. That's crazy, right? So really great opportunities. We're building something that is going to be something we look back on and we can say that I remember summer 2025. I remember summer 2026. Like I remember my experience with Cutco and what it taught me. Because of the people that we're bringing in. Say it every week. This group that we have for this summer is the sharpest group that I've ever trained as a manager. Like, it's so cool to see people that I'm like, yo, every single person on my team, if I took the time to actually walk them through a schedule and they committed to the work, they could do 10 grand in a week. It's not hard once you figure it out. But I remember $7,500 a week. Oh my God. Like I want to get to 10K, $8,800 a week. Oh my God, why is this so hard? $9,700 a week. Dude, I should have done one more appointment. And then, 10K. Oh, I only worked 4 days this week. I sold 10K. Oh, I had a 10K order. It's a mindset of condensing the time frames, right? And what we're building, if you lock in and you really stay committed, y'all stay on key staff, you keep earning your spot. Well, guess what? Your 10K week's coming before you know it. One thing I do want to sit down and do in PCs is map out your first comma check week. My goal for SC1, by the way, anybody notice that we have some new comma checks up on the wall? We changed them out, right? Some are the same, some are different, but we got some new names up there. In a month's time, I want to have completely different names up there. But who's that up to? That's it, right? Y'all decide when you make it. Y'all decide how hard you work for it. Y'all decide how much you take the time to get good at your stuff. Okay. So CPR time, not phoning this week. I had every slide good too. We're not doing phoning this week though. We're doing closing. All right. So closing approach. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 3 minutes each. Page 18. Okay. Everybody turn to page 18 in that manual. I'm going to pause the recording. Y'all are going to role play this. And we're going to see who has this page down the best. All right. So for how to push, all right, I don't think outside of fast start, anybody's actually ever pushed. Is that correct? Okay, I've been in a push. Push is it's like a trial period. It's a temperance period. Really pushing yourself, working hard to do as much as you can. Right? That's why we call it a push. Ultimately, it's a contest period, right? Your fast start was a contest period. That is also a push. In your first 10 days, we urge you to do as much as you can so you can reach as much commission level as you can, as well as build the skills as fast as you can, okay? So our push that's coming up is SC1. SC1 is going to start on the 2nd. It will end on the 16th, and we have all the way up until the car ride to Cookeville to sell as much as we can. So again, June 2nd to the 16th. Yes, Maddie?
That's what I was gonna ask.
I'll
Just
to
said
repeat it.
first and second, so.
Yes. So June 2nd through June 16th. When it comes to pushing, there are really just 3 things you need. You need the schedule to support it. You need the resources to support the schedule. And you need the commitment to lock in the good and the bad times. Again, you need the schedule, you need the resources, you need the commitment. Now, it depends on what your commitment level is that dictates the other 2. But I'm going to start out with talking from the standpoint of if you wanted to sell 10K in 2 weeks. Who in here would like to sell 10K in 2 weeks? Who in here would like to go up and win the push and us go and dominate Parker and Jacob and Olivia's offices? Me, all day long, right? And so when it comes to pushing, first, you pick 5 to 6 days a week to work. You pick 5 to 6 days a week to work. During a push, I work 7 days. But for y'all, enjoy a day, right? Unless you're like, hey, I really want to commit and go big. It's committing 5 to 6 days a week, 2 weeks in a row to work. What do I mean by work?
You know,
Uncle.
Demos and calls. That is it, right? It's demos, calls, or practicing a script. Okay, that is what I mean by work. Now, it's committing to 2, 3, or 4 demos a day. If you do 2 demos a day, 5 to 6 days a week for 2 weeks, you'll sell about 3 to 5K. If you do 3, you're going to sell about 6 to 8K. If you commit to 4, you're going to sell 10K. Okay. So it's coming to Champs Club each day, Monday through Friday. Jed and I have actually made a decision since I made this slide. Thursday, we're not going to do Champs Club because we have key staff and team meeting. So Monday through Wednesday and Friday. But it's treating the job like a job. And if you can't make it to Champs Club, it's not the end of the world. But the purpose of Champs Club is to train you, coach you, motivate you, and give you an hour and a half to make phone calls to book at least 3 demos. Now, what's really cool, we're done teaching by 8:30. So if you get all 3 demos booked by 9, cool, see you, get out. Or make more calls to book even more demos. But it's not a, okay, cool, I'm stuck at the office. First off, do we have to do anything here? Feedback.
No.
There we go. Feedback. No, we don't have to do anything, right? We get to, right? So if you want to stay, you want to work longer, cool. If you can't do it because the schedule doesn't support it, it's cool, right? But you decide what your push looks like based off what you commit to, okay? It's coming to team meeting, it's coming to key staff, and it's 2 3-hour phone jams if you don't make it to every Champs Club, right? 2 to 3 hour phone jams, not 2 3-hour phone jams, okay? Complete one, book one is the biggest tip I'll give you for schedule. This is something that really helps you stay consistent in having demos. What's the average that you typically have to make calls for to book 1 demo? 10. I call it 5 before, 5 after. You pull up to the house, not directly in their driveway, but you pull up in the neighborhood about 15 minutes early. You bust out 5 calls. You do your demo. You finish the demo, they send out 3-way texts. You already got 1 response. There's your first call. And then you book 4 more calls after the demo. Okay. So 5 calls before, 5 calls after, typically is going to result you in booking 1 more demo. If you do a demo, complete a demo, book a demo, all of a sudden, oh, that demo replaced itself. Okay. So that's the ultimate working smarter, not harder on your demos. All right. Now, when it comes to resources, this is something that I started now because we have 2.5 weeks until we actually start this push. But you want to get your referral base to 100 names and numbers. If you get to 100 names and numbers before the push, you're in a great spot. What we do is on the 30th, or it's May 31st. May's the 31st. So on the 31st and 1st, those are what we call the mother of all phone jam days. You come into the office, you call through all 100 people. What do you think would happen if you called 100 people back to back for 2 days?
One of them's gonna answer.
Ideally 1, right? How many demos would you book? Yeah. And you start the push off strong. You go into day 1 and I have 5 demos, not 3. You go into day 2, already have 4. I made a couple extra calls on day 1. Now I have 5 for the second day. And it makes it really easy to maintain a 5-5-5 schedule. Again, if that's your goal. If it's 2 a day, that's even easier to do because now you lock in your first week is entirely booked. Okay. CPR certified, that is a must for pushes. You need to have your closing, phoning, and recommendation approach ready to go. Like I should be able to call you out in the middle of a meeting, Zach, hit me with your referral approach. All right. No. Start over. Go with your acquaintance approach. All right, cool. Now let me hear you close. And all of them be back to back to back. If they are, you're never going to buckle in an appointment. Who's had an appointment you felt really good about, but then you choked at one part and you're like, dang, I felt the vibe change. I know I have, right? And it makes a big difference. And then the biggest tip for resources, oil changed, gas full, haircut done. Before the push starts, you want those 3 things done.
I was so
Haircut?
confused.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
No, it makes sense.
Because what ends up happening,
You ain't got nothing to do.
oil change, nope, can't be a problem. At the same time they do your oil change, guess what they typically look over? Everything else in your car. Oh, hey, by the way, it looked like your airs were low, so we went ahead and filled those, and your windshield washer, right?
They make me mad when they do that. Like, oh, you need to change your air filter. I'm like, no, no.
Oh, not that one's kind of irrelevant, right? That one's not too much. But if your gas tank's full, day 1, you're headed to demos, right? If your haircut's done, you feel good, you look good, you're probably gonna play good. Okay. So schedule covered, resources you need covered. Who has to do the work to get there? That's it, right? And I went on Alex Funk's video and I pulled up the 175 plus thought joggers one. I'm gonna give that out to y'all tomorrow. And then I have some other tools for jokes and things like that too. Okay. But the biggest one is the commitment. The money making vacation. Who knows what a money making vacation is?
Everyone Lori's waiting on.
Huh?
I said everyone Lori takes.
I mean, yeah, when I'm closing deals for you. But the money making vacation is a talk that you have with your loved ones. Hey, look, mom, dad, honey, I'm going to be taking the next 14 days to work my tail off. My goal is to sell 10K in the next 2 weeks. Here's why this is important to me. You share the reason why it's important to you. From there, you tie them into the goal. Hey, I know that there's going to be family events happening. Hey, I know that we're going to miss out on a date night or two. But on the other side of it, when I hit my goal, if you're supporting me in it, I'm going to do this. I'm not asking permission. I'm asking for support. Will you support me in chasing after my goals? So again, money-making vacation talk is a talk that you have with your loved ones, family members, and you just spell out your goals, what they mean to you, and tie them into them. I love doing this. When I go hard for a week and I'm like, hey, honey, okay, this week I'm going to 20K. Huh? You see me do it now, right? First time it was like, oh, are you sure? Like, you're saying you're gonna take me on a trip if you hit this? Like, oh, that's a big goal. Like, is that the goal you want to go for? Yeah, no, babe, don't worry, I got it. And she's watched me go from doing 20K across the entire SC2 push to doing 20K in 11 days to doing 20K in 4 days. When I did 20K in 4 days 2 years ago, that was insane because I had no idea it was even possible in my head. I just worked really, really hard. And I probably in those 4 days of work was working 14 plus hours a day. But you know the other side of making 10K in 4 days? Not yet, but you will. Huh? It was late, like midnight. I was doing late demos and everything. I was driving to Johnson City, driving to Chattanooga, doing service events. And I had really high average orders from my customers that week too, right? But again, I prepped it the right way. So, whoops, didn't mean to skip yet. The goods, bads, and the greats when it comes to commitment. You are going to have days where you're like, oh my God, I just sold a homemaker set, a family set, and a complete set on back-to-back-to-back appointments. We call it the trifecta, hat trick, right? You're going to have days where you're like, I did 6 appointments. One person bought super shears and I didn't get Rex. Those days suck. And guess what you do on those days? You call, you cry a little bit, but what'd you say, Molly? You make calls. You come in the office, you vent for 5 minutes with Brandon, and then you make calls. Because when you don't quit, when the universe is like, dang, this dude's unstoppable, like I've thrown everything at him, it finally breaks and it gives you what you were shooting for. Hal Elrod calls it the miracle equation. You work hard through the finish line. And it's oftentimes the last day that people have miracle days because they didn't give up on the goal. I know when Molly started her fast start and she was at 13K, 13.5 actually. She's like, I don't know how I'm gonna hit 15. I really want to win this trip. I was like, are you saying that, or like, do you really want to? She's like, no, I really, really want to. Like, I want to hit it. Cool. Take this text. I already had it all formulated out for her goals, where she was at. I said, send it to everybody that's bought from you in your fast start. What happened, Molly?
Like 2K more, or it over 2K.
Mhm.
Someone bought like a silver ring trust that night too,
At what time, by the way?
at 11 or
But she pushed through the finish line and she got to enjoy a trip to Costa Rica because of it. Right? It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Okay. It does not matter how your push starts. Whether you start off huge, whether you're like, oh my God, that was day 1 and day 2 were bad. Doesn't matter. Don't give up. And if you make sure that your schedule's on point, if you come into it with your resources on point, and you really commit to the push, this can be the first year that I've had multiple people over 10K for the SC1 push. What's cool, this past 2 years, my reps won the push. Jacob Franklin won it back in 23. Molly would have won it in 24, but she didn't go to SC1. Yeah, I hate to lose. And my rep didn't win the push last year. That's how you push. And if y'all commit to the process and y'all lock in for the 2 weeks from the 2nd through the 16th, and y'all come to my boot camp this next week, y'all are going to crush this job. Okay. So any questions about the push? Cool.
I'm thinking.
Well, next, share goals. Like, what excites you for the push? What would you want to sell in those 2 weeks' time?
find a way to double the demos and stuff, because I get back on the day from like the big trips.
Mhm. You get 1 week to sell.
Yeah.
Right? And that's more reason to goal share. Hey, all right, guys, we had this great time. Love y'all. Like, understand this is what I'm working hard for when I get back.
We have vacation 5 days.
I love that.
We need to like figure out all the times, the times and things.
I mean, maybe. Or you come back and the 8th is your grind day on the phones. Then you start doing demos on the night.
I leave on vacation on the 16th, so I hope I leave with a big fat check.
Do we
I didn't
hope?
even realize it, but I'm perfectly prepped for that because I didn't know when it was, but I got a lot lined up on the 22nd. That'll give me so many referrals that'll be personally introduced, so might win.
I like it. I like it. Sergio, what goal excites you?
Honestly, I think just trying to get as many as you can. 14 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's summer, so I'm gonna have to like really work hard, because I'm going into my senior summer, so I'm gonna have to put things aside for it. I guess just I'm excited to see how much I'll be able to sell.
I like it.
I mean, quality building.
Yes, sir. The biggest thing is that you get to the 100 names and numbers, right? If you do that, you're gonna be in a great spot. All good? All good?
Yeah.
You put your phone down a little aggressively.
I don't know.
All right, so speeding through this part, increasing your average order. All right, number 1, this is simple. You say sets all the time. The word knife never comes out of your mouth. Our Cutco sets come with a forever guarantee. The thing you'll love about your Cutco sets. I remember my manager originally, Evan Howard, was doing a demo and he said sets so many times that the wife was like, well, do you buy pieces or can we buy pieces? And the husband's like, honey, haven't you heard the man? No, they sell sets, right? Say sets all the time. Can they buy pieces? Yeah, but our sets come with free stuff, come with a built-in discount, have the right tool for the right job. They're safer, right? So they will think that we only sell sets. This is my power intro. You might want to take a picture of it. I saw Molly already doing it. At the bottom of page 9, where we say the line of, hey, Mrs. Jones, by the way, my main goal today isn't that you buy Cutco, it's that you like me and Cutco enough to share some of your friends with me. Here's what I say. Hey, Mrs. Jones, by the way, my main goal isn't that you buy Cutco, although a lot of my customers wind up finding something that they love. My goal is that you like Cutco and myself enough to refer me to everyone you know. And if you see something you like, don't hesitate to get it today because I give the best deals. Anybody thought of changing up their line like that? Who thinks I might like do something to your customers?
People love when you're getting a deal.
Yeah, right. Goes and plants the seed. Now you don't have customers that are like, oh, well, okay, you're here for just referrals. No, that's my main goal today. But like, if you see something you like, don't hesitate to get it because I give you the best deals. And notice how I'm not serious about it, right? What's my energy as I'm going through that? Very playful, right? So that is number one, all right? My power intro, I love using that on demos because it lays the proper foundation. I feel like when we make the phone call for like, especially like brand new people, you sell because they like you, they like the product. Cool, yeah, I could use some nice. As you get into referrals, laying the foundation of like, hey, by the way, you don't have to buy anything. It helps me just to do the demo. And then getting the demo. Hey, like I said, my main goal today is that you refer me to people. Hey, like, don't worry, you don't have to buy anything, but like, if you see something you like, I give the best deals every single time. Okay. And that's going to help you sell something because you prep their mindset to do what? Yeah. Okay. I like a deal. Versus like, okay, who do I need to start thinking of? Because if you do your rapport right, you're going to find out who they know anyways. Okay. Next, closing with confidence. Do you have it memorized? Can you say it right now? Right? Do you stutter when you go over the big numbers? Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you have a pen and piece of paper so that you can write this down. Don't worry, I'll wait. You ready? Awesome. Cool. So the price of your family set is only $28.37. But what's really nice is Cutco does interest-free monthly investment options. And if you choose to do over 5 payments, it would only be $571 today plus tax. Now we also have a buy now bonus. That buy now bonus allows me to give you free Cutco when you place an order on my first visit. So, Mr. Wallace, if you do get that family set with steak knives, not only can I give you the kitchen tools for free, I can give you the entertainer pack for free as well. So, like, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you, would you like to get your family set today with steak knives and get your free gifts?
Yeah.
Was that mediocre? Was that serious? No. It was fun. It was light, but it was still professional. Right? So when I have you coming up here, the little things that I'm tweaking you on, when I'm saying, hey, have a little bit more fun, right? That's what I'm looking for. Because if you bring that energy when you ask, they're like, dang, like this person's excited about the product. That's a lot of money, but like, yo, I can clearly see that it's worth it. And you like what you do. Okay. Couple more tips. Have we learned something good so far? Yes or yes? Good. Summarization. This is the second biggest tip that helps me close my biggest sets. We already summarized, right? Hey, here's the homemaker set, what it has. Here's the family set. Here's what it has. Here's the complete set. Here's what it has. All right. Hey, if you were interested in getting a set today, which set would you get the most use out of? Complete set? Awesome. Do you have pen and piece of paper to write this down?
All right.
Cool. So the price of our complete set is only $38.23. What's really nice is Cutco has interest-free monthly payment options. And if you get that set, it's only $740 today plus tax. Now we also have a buy now bonus. The buy now bonus allows me to give you free Cutco when you place an order on my first visit. So if you get your complete set today, you can get the entertainer pack and kitchen tools for free. So you'd be getting all 20 tools. I know that you said you love the cheese knife. You love the cleaver because you cut up butternut squash all the time. You're gonna be getting that boning knife for all your raw meat. You're gonna be getting that 4-inch paring knife because you said you do a lot of fruit prep. And you're gonna get 3 different choppers that you're gonna love and use all the time because you said that you're always chopping up a storm. Plus another 15 tools, 12 steak knives, the block, all 3 cutting boards, the kitchen tools, and the entertainer pack. For again, the price of $38.23 or 5 payments of $740. I'm not doing my job if I don't ask you. But would you like to get your Cutco set today and get all your free gifts?
Sure, let's do it.
Awesome. Congratulations. While I wrap this up, let's go look at gifts and accessories. Now, what color did you want again? Classic or pearl?
Oh, pearl.
Pearl all day. Cherry block, honey oak block. Awesome. Cool. So before we check out the gifts and accessories, I just want to make sure you know again what you're getting. It's all 20 tools, 12 steak knives, the block, 3 cutting boards. You actually get a sharpener with it too. Completely forgot about that. Like extra bonus, right? And then you also get all the kitchen tools and the entertainer pack. Right? So let's go check out these gifts and accessories. I call it the triple summary. Okay. Summarization 3 times. Because when we summarize the first time, They're not looking at it as if it's theirs. When we quote them the price, now it could potentially be theirs, but like, wait, what am I getting for that price? I picked 5 knives that they loved from the demo. And then summarize that, plus you get 15 other tools. And you get the block, and you get the sharpener, and you get the cutting boards, and you get the kitchen tools, and you get the entertainer pack. And now it went from just sounding like a block of knives to what? I'm getting a ton of stuff for that money.
So the third one, the second one is the one where you say the 5 ones they like.
Yes. First summary, you do naturally already. Second summary is as we go in, we've quoted price, talked about buy now bonus. And now here's what all you would be getting for that. Again, 38, 23, 5 payments of 740. By the way, is that exact? What is it? Steak knives?
What am I looking at?
Steak knives? Yeah.
768, 3823.
Oh, look at that. I was close. I missed the payments a little bit. But did the customer know? Did they feel like I wasn't sure about the price? So what happens if you're wrong on price?
Then whenever you bring it up, they're back at the head.
No, I mean, tax goes left.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I literally was like spitballing off the top of my head. I was right on the total payment. Your actual like 5 payments, though, is actually 768. The math still adds up to 3823 plus tax. Cool. Just want to make sure before I process. Awesome. If they make a big deal about that, I will charge myself $100. I don't care. Because I'm going to make $1,700, $2,000 off their order. Pretty cool job. So, lastly, say you're all the time. It's actually funny because Jed and I got into this talking about in our interview. Well, why wouldn't we say you're? Like, right? This is what you would be doing. Well, no, because we don't want them feeling like they already got the job. You have to earn that through the interview. On the demo, it's the opposite. Because we said you're so much, all of a sudden they believe and they start thinking that, oh yeah, I'm going to have this stuff in my house. And now if they can afford it, it's a takeaway. Now they've lost something that was theirs. The people like having stuff that they own being taken away. And so that's why it works in the demo. Okay. So you want to change every single word where the trimmer. No, your trimmer. The paring knife. No, your paring knife. Dispatch, y'all get where I'm going with this. Okay. So recapping, sets all the time. Double up, sets all the time. Power intro, right? Change the way that you asked in the beginning. Hey, my main goal today isn't that you buy Cutco from me. It's that you like me enough to tell all your friends about me. That said, a lot of people usually find something that they love. And if you do see something you like, don't hesitate to get it because I get the best deals. Cool. Raymond did something where he was like, hey, I have 3 promises, all right? Promise. First off, we're going to have fun. Second promise, I'm going to ask if you want to buy Cutco today. Third promise, I'm going to ask that you give me referrals today. And here's the deal. If you don't like me, you don't like Cutco, I wouldn't give referrals either. But if you have fun, you like me, you like Cutco, again, I'm going to ask if you want to buy it. And I'm definitely going to ask if you don't mind to share me with all of your friends so I can have a fun time with them too. That was Raymond's approach. Okay. So did we learn something good? Top takeaways. Let's go Molly first.
Like switching up small words where it's subtle enough to like put a seed in their brain.
What words did we learn?
Sets.
Very good.
I'll say yours, but like the summarization probably.
Yeah. Think you'll be ready to use that in your next one? I like it.
I'll say mine is probably summarization too, because, it's just, you're like reinforcing what you're trying to sell to them and like what they would be getting. So it just gives them more comfort.
I like it. I like it.
I like Raymond's approach. Just tell your customer what the heck is up. Like, I'm here to do this, and I'm probably gonna be leaving with this unless you hate it. So
Yeah, right. And again, it doesn't matter how you do it, it matters how you say it. If it's playful, if it's not too like stern, if it's not too serious, if it's not like you have to do this, yeah, I'm probably gonna enjoy it. You know what's really crazy about people? They like being told what to do. You ever notice when somebody gets to your shop and you're like, all right, sit right here? What do they usually do?
Shit like that.
Otherwise, what do? They just sit here like, all right,
It's weird.
right?
Yeah, like,
People love being told what to do. So if you lay a foundation for it, you're gonna have a great demo. I had a conversation with Zach. Turns out your people have been doing the app. It was just confusion on our part, right? But the idea I was trying to preach upon him was one where if you don't have control at the start of the demo, you won't have control at the end, right? You've got control. You're fine. You're doing good. Okay. So again, make sure your people are using their app. So demo theatrics, we'll do this one quick. Just group discussion. What are things that you can do to make your demo more fun?
I'll show it and try to do it, like if I know they have kids, I'll be like, hey, this is either your watermelon knife or the future boyfriend intimidator. Or like say
Hey.
something like that.
I like that one. I like that one. So telling jokes. What else can we do?
We're going.
I guess for me, just, I guess like you said, enunciate, cause I talk pretty fast, so. Like if I can talk slower, I can put more enthusiasm, I'm trying to say, sound more like. Playful.
On that note, think about your favorite people. Everybody got somebody in their head? Is that person talk like this or talk like this or can you understand? I didn't mean to go country, but do those people talk like this where you can't really hear what they're saying? Or do they have a voice that they stand behind?
um,
And if they do talk like this, can you hear exactly what they're saying?
Yeah,
Okay, right? They have a voice that they stand on, okay? So, love that point.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's a theatric, but I only let them either look and think about me or look and think about the knife I'm handing them right now. You don't need to look anywhere else. What are you talking about?
Maintaining control.
I mean, yeah, no, because if they're thinking about me, they like me. And then if they're looking at the knife, you go.
I love that. That's very good. Some of my favorites, right? I don't let customers have a choice of if they're going to take a knife from me. Has anybody ever tried to hand somebody one of the knives and they just like didn't grab it?
Mhm.
So when I do it, all right, and so this is the trimmer. It's almost awkward if you don't reach out and take this, right? So that's one theatric that I'll do is I get over exaggerated when I hand somebody something, okay? The second thing is when I start to pass it, I pass it like it's a bar of gold. So, hey, this is your trimmer. No, we're gonna do this. And I'll hand it softly to them. Okay? If you just hand it, it's a knife. But if you point and then you slowly grasp it, now it's more high quality. Do you think a Rolex dealer's over here just like, all right, and here's the submariner, right? No, I will drastically lean and slowly pass it to give that effect that it costs a lot. Okay. Another one, if you get really good at the penny, have the kids involved, right? Hey, you like dinosaurs? Watch this, right? You can actually make a dinosaur out of the penny. You can make a person out of the penny. You can make a flower, as you know. Dinosaur and people take a minute. Okay. Yeah, it's really cool. You have to do very intricate cuts in it, but you can. Maybe I'll do one next week. We'll see.
yeah.
If I'm just talking and I start whittling. But yeah, it takes about 5 minutes to get a good like dinosaur person. It's really crazy though. I'm trying to think of any others I do. Any others that come to y'all's mind?
Heart.
Huh?
Oh, I thought you meant like a penny.
Oh,
Yeah,
trying to
no,
cut a heart.
heart.
Yeah, no. I mean, we could easily, we could do a heart.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
cool.
So, in tying everything together, the fears that we don't face become our limits. And I love push season because it allows you to really try to see what your limits are. The first time you push, you get a gauge of what you can do. The second time you push, you get to improve upon the plan. The third time you push gets to be the one where you really lock in and tune every single part of your push. So, my advice is to test your fears this next week. go big this next week. Because if you do 10 demos, what's probably gonna happen with your referrals? Yeah, you're probably gonna end up with 50 more people to call. Or 100 more people to call. Or you pull off a demo where you get 30 referrals in a single one.
Oh, yeah, I knew he was gonna say that.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was wild.
Can I like call that girl and ask her if I can do a demo with her? just to get her-
Field training, that's literally it,
Yeah.
Yeah, let me field train her. and I'll
Yeah.
Create a conversation.
right? And that's why we added the Johnson City group into our chat. I'm excited for what we're building. And this group right here, notice that our key staff, it shrunk again, right? The only person not here right now is Ben. Okay? But I cut all the people that I was like, they don't show up. They don't stay consistent. They don't work hard. Because as we go into boot camp this next week, guess what? I don't like waking up that early. I'm gonna have to wake up even earlier to knock out my first workout and then make it here. And probably what the plan is gonna be is I just drive to the Anytime Fitness over here, work out, and then come over here after I shower there. So I'm not trying to go to the gym, come back home, shower, shoot. But it's gonna be fun. I love pushing myself. I love to see what my limits are. I love seeing where I'm uncomfortable. Because if I'm uncomfortable, that means that's an area for me to grow. If you're not growing, you're shrinking. Don't let your fears be your limits. I'm Brandon Phillips with the 865 Knife and Knox. I don't know if y'all heard, but our team is going to do like 50 to 100 grand for SC1.
Damn!
Oh, I love it. Well, I can't wait for everybody to be saying it at our next
We
conference.
just can't be freestyling. We gotta keep it the same.
Yeah,
Or we won't know.
yeah, I feel that.